Hello and welcome to my Friday video. This is Sandy and I'm stamping with my favorite things, hybrid ink, and coloring with my Copics for the first 5 minutes of this video while I chat. Now, I'm not going to be chatting about the coloring, so if you're one who does not subscribe for my Copic stuff, don't worry, I'm going to talk to you about other things. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to start making the card. This card finally made it off of my whiteboard. I have a giant whiteboard that has a production calendar and a list of ideas and all kinds of stuff that I want to do here on my YouTube channel. And this one finally made it onto film and off of the whiteboard. Yay! It's a card format that doesn't stand up, but it's actually kind of fun, and I thought it would be enjoyable, and it's one of my favorite dies. It's not one I use a ton on my channel, but I use it a lot when I make personal cards for people. So yes, I do make cards that I don't post here on YouTube or on my blog. Shock! But I love the die that I'm going to be using, so I thought I would show you the coloring while I chat, because I wanted to chat with you about something I'm kind of amazed by. I was just kind of looking through my YouTube channel dashboard thing that I don't look at very often, and I suddenly realized I have almost 6,000 subscribers. Where did you all come from? Holy cow! I'm just so humbled that I have 6,000 people that want to see more videos, and that is amazing to me. So thank you for subscribing. You guys are amazing. I would be curious to know, out of you YouTube subscribers, I'm going to ask the same thing on my blog, what is it that you subscribe for? Are you subscribing for more Copic stuff? Are you looking for just general card making? Are you waiting for me to do one of my crazy ridiculous videos that have nothing to do with actually making cards, or silly versions thereof, you know, scrap wrangler type of stuff? Are you looking for organization videos? I don't know what kind of stuff you guys are looking for, so I would love to know. Not that I'm going to guide my whiteboard by what you want, but some of your ideas could end up on the whiteboard and eventually make it to a video. And especially my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being patrons. I tend to listen to their advice more than others, and they're the ones that are of mixed opinion about whether or not they want Copic or non-Copic, so that's one of the reasons why I mix it up. But I would love the YouTube feedback as well and the blog feedback. If you would like to become a patron, it's very easy to do. You go to patreon.com/sandyallnock. There is a link in the doobly-doo down below, and you can sign up to be a patron. And the way that works is you provide an amount that you want to donate per video, and you sign up to do that. And then I link up whatever videos that I'm going to link up for patrons that month, and I only link up 2. I may link up more just so you can see them, but only 2 that would be paid for. So you would only get charged for 2 times whatever it is that you pledge. So if you pledge $2, that would be $4 a month. And that's pretty minimal for, I think, the amount of education that you get off of my channel. But it's up to you what you want to do. And you can also set a limit for what top dollar you want to spend in a month. So you can set that to be whatever you would like it to be. And I really appreciate it. I have been using that money to shop for the supplies that I use for my videos, and trying new equipment and trying new toys that I want to show you, because I have new stuff I'm playing with. I've been doing a play drawer post on Saturdays, and some of those things are things that I bought with the money from patrons. And those are things that I'm going to be doing videos on eventually once I learn how to do them and work them. So please feel free to become a patron and give me your ideas on what you'd like to see. But you can also leave it here on YouTube or on my blog and tell me what you want more of, and I will see if I am willing to do that. Alrighty? Now this is a Signo pen. I do get a lot of questions about my white pen. This is a Uniball Signo pen, and it's a brand new one. It is amazing how well a brand new pen works compared to my old dry one, even though I try to make that dry one last as long as I can. So if you ever are finding your pen doesn't work, just buy a new one. It'll be really amazing. And now the fussy cutting begins, because this is the start of the card portion. I fussy cut it with a little bit of white around it because I didn't really feel like fussy cutting those little teeny tiny flowers. So I thought if I did a white outline, then I can get away with less detail, having to fussy cut around little pieces. Also, those little hairs are a real pain in the patootie. And I thought, well, I'll just make it a little tiny white outline. So for the card fold, I'm starting with Nina 80-pound cardstock, using my Score Buddy to score it down the middle. And there is a Score Pal that's big, but I love the Score Buddy because it's nice and small, fits on my craft desk nicely. And I have a single panel also ready for the front, and I have a little adhesive on the back of it. And I want to attach the two of those because I want the die to go through both of them. And the A2 curved card die from Simon Says is the one that I'm going to use. And I'm going to place it onto my cardstock in the place that I want to die cut it. And I was kind of fussing around with it. Do I want it curved to the left, curved to the right, blah, blah, blah. And finally settled on where I wanted to put it on the card. Now, I hadn't had the whole design in my head at this point, but I was mentally kind of clicking through different ideas that I could do. Now, here is the mistake that caused some things to happen in the rest of the card design, and that is that piece of washi tape on the right, because it pulled off of the bottom okay and it didn't cause any damage, but that little piece stuck to the top part, that top panel, left a mark. Oh my gosh. So this portion was glued a little bit too heavily, I guess, to the cardstock, or when it went through the Big Shot it kind of pulled off a little bit, but that's going to get covered up, so no worries on that part. So I thought, well, I'm going to cover that up, distract people with some airbrushing. So I'll put a little tiny halo of airbrushing down at the bottom, and I'm using one of the colors that I used when I colored the image, and tie that together so that the colors all match. Well, the more I was airbrushing, the more I realized it's highlighting that little place where the tape tore the paper. You can't see it very much. You can see it like a little bit. Maybe if you're watching full screen, you can see the goober. So I decided to airbrush the bottom portion as well and make grass there and a little halo of a sky. And now I'm trying to figure out the rest of the design. What am I going to do to cover up that spot? I thought about stamping those little flowers, that little bunch of flowers, and popping them as well. Or I thought, oh wait, there's a little tiny bunch of flowers in the stamp set, so I'll just make some floating above there. And then I was going to stamp that bunch of flowers below, and I realized, wait a minute, I could just make a whole little line of flowers sticking up over the curve of the card, and that would look really cute. So that was kind of a brainstorm that happened at the very last minute, and I was really glad for it because I love how it came out. And I love when card designs go wrong and yet they somehow still come out even better than what you had planned in the first place. Not that I had planned this all that well, but there you have it. So color these in with the same colors that I colored on the stamped image itself. So I'm going to put the sentiment on the bottom right, and I am going to have to trim off the bottom of this card, so I'm leaving a little bit of room for doing that, because when I assemble this card I need to leave a little gap between the two curves so that it will open, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. But it's a two-part sentiment, so I'm stamping the two parts right on top of each other rather than separating them on the card, because I thought about that and changed my mind. Dimensional adhesive, then, I was debating between using the Precious and using the Power Tabs, and I like the Power Tabs better for some things, and this is particularly one of them because it'll give me dimension without giving me really big fat dimension, and the card won't end up as thick. And since I want to pop her and I want to pop this panel, so this panel is going to align with that curved card front, so it's going to open, but the two curves line up perfectly since I die cut them together. And now I'm going to take that bottom panel and put the adhesive on that as well. And when I put it on, as I said, I need to leave a little tiny gap, just a little air gap. If you put it too close, then the card won't open and the person will have to be, you know, tugging at it to get it open. So as I'm setting it in there, I'm just trying to test it to make sure that that flap actually opens nicely. And since I'm doing that, I'll have to slice off a little bit off the bottom when I get it all finished. And I'm going to trim up that right edge anyway, since my paper didn't line up perfectly. But I'm always doing that at the end of a card, lining things up. The adhesive on her, the bottom of her feet, I'm not putting anything on her toes, just on the part that's going to stick to the top panel of the card. And there you have it. I'm cutting that little piece off, but that is the finished card, and it is so cute. I really love this crazy fold as much as it's, you know, not going to stand up. It's still a very cute card, and I think the person I'm going to send it to is really going to love it anyway. and it's nice and thin and yet very, very fun card. Hope you enjoyed that. Leave comments in the doobly-doo, and I will see you guys another time. Bye now.